Hi, the Fire Marshal is at the front desk. He would like to speak to you.
Merciful heavens above, cheese and crackers, holy jumpin' catfish.
Hey Soup, heads up. The Fire Marshal and the State Surveyors just walked through the front lobby together.
If that sentence just gave you a sudden spike in blood pressure, welcome to Senior Living Facility Management. Look, we've all been there. However, managing a senior living community isn't like managing an office building or a retail strip mall. In standard real estate, if a PM gets delayed a week, maybe somebody complains about a draft event. In senior living, if a PM gets missed, people get hurt, admissions get frozen, and five-figure fines can start rolling in on day one. The truth is, preventative maintenance in our world isn't just about keeping the air conditioning blowing cold or keeping the hot water hot. Your PM schedule is your legal shield, your financial protection, and most importantly, your residents' safety net. When your local fire marshal, the state OSHA, your local health department, your state surveyors walk through your front doors unannounced, they aren't taking your word for anything. They want the written proof, names, dates, times, and places. And if it isn't documented on a timely state-compliant PM schedule, then it didn't happen. And if it didn't happen, you get citations. So rather than generating yourself a sad story to tell your friends, today we're laying out the ultimate senior living survey and inspection shield PM master plan. At Senior Living Tech Ops, we refer to these PMs as survey shield PMs. We're breaking down 4 of the major regulatory bodies you have to satisfy, protecting you from the massive fines you avoid by staying compliant, how to build custom PMs for your specific state, and how to set up a digital facility and equipment maintenance document repository so you can pull up any manual or log in 30 seconds flat. Grab your favorite drink, hit that subscribe button, and let's make sure you never dread a surprise survey again. Let's get into it. To build a master PM schedule that actually works, you first have to understand who you're building it for. In senior living, you aren't answering to just one inspector. You're balancing 4 distinct regulatory entities or more, and every single one of them looks at your building through a completely different lens. First up, the Fire Marshal. Their Bibles are NFPA 101, Life Safety Code, and NFPA 99, Healthcare Facilities Code from the National Fire Protection Association. They couldn't care less if the paint color looks nice, but if a hallway light leaves an exit route in the dark, you've got a problem. At their core, they care about 3 non-negotiables: access, egress, fire containment, and fire suppression systems. The Fire Marshal's rule is simple. When emergency systems trigger, they must work instantly. 0 excuses. Next is Occupational Safety and Health Administration, OSHA. While everyone else focuses on resident safety, OSHA is there to protect your staff, including you and your maintenance techs. OSHA citations aren't just expensive, they hit your workers' comp rates directly. A documented PM proves you provided safe, operable equipment. Entity number 3, the Health Department. Their primary focus is environmental sanitation, food safety, and infection control. Your Health Department PMs must cover daily and weekly domestic water temp logs, balancing hot water so it's high enough to prevent Legionella growth, but controlled below scald and burn thresholds at the faucet. Kitchen refrigeration and dishwasher servicing, verifying that walk-ins hold safe storage temps and commercial dish machines reach high-temp sanitization levels. HVAC, humidification and filtration PMs, ensuring air scrubbers and airborne pathogen controls function properly in high-density care areas. Finally, the big one, state licensing surveyors and CMMS. They evaluate the entire resident experience, and they use F tags for operational care and K tags for life safety deficiency. The state surveyors focus heavily on resident environment compliance and inspections, monthly nurse call button and battery backups, ensuring every call pendant and pull cord triggers at the main station immediately. Refer to F tag 925 and F909. Resident room HVAC system servicing, clean filters, verified thermostatic control, and quiet fan operation. Refer to F-Tag 921, bed frame and side rail mechanics, preventing resident entrapment or fall hazards. Refer to F-Tag 700 and F909, Remember the golden rule of state surveys. If it isn't logged on a log sheet, it didn't happen. You could have serviced every nurse call button yesterday, but without a signed dated log, the surveyor will write it up as a failure every single time. 4 distinct agencies and 4 different sets of priorities. So what happens when these PMs get missed or skipped? Fines, citations, frozen admissions, and immediate jeopardy tags. Now let's address the elephant in the maintenance shop. What actually happens when a PM gets missed, pencil whipped, or completely forgotten? Some administrators think it's just a missed generator test or an overdue fire damper inspection. We'll catch it next month. Here's the reality. In senior living, a missed PM isn't just an item on a to-do list. It's a direct path to crippling financial penalties, frozen business, and reputational damage that takes years to recover from. First, and most dangerous, is the immediate jeopardy citation, or IJ tag. This is the nuclear option for surveyors. If a fire marshal or state surveyor finds a major life safety failure, like a generator that won't start or unmaintained fire sprinklers, they deem it an immediate threat to resident safety. When an IJ is issued, civil money penalties, or CMPs, kick in. Federal CMPs for immediate jeopardy can easily run thousands of dollars per day until the issue is abated and verified by surveyors. But the cash fine is only half the problem. An IJ tag usually triggers an immediate denial of payment for new admissions, DPNA. That means your front door is legally locked to new move-ins. Your census freezes overnight while your fixed overhead stays exactly the same. Then there's OSHA. If a care aide injures their back while using a resident lift that had a skipped mechanical inspection, OSHA doesn't just look at the injury. They demand the PM history for that piece of equipment. If you can't produce a documented maintenance log, that single incident escalates from a basic workers' comp claim into a serious or willful OSHA violation. Serious violations carry thousands of dollars in penalties per occurrence. And willful violation, where they prove you knew the equipment needed servicing and ignored it, can run over $150,000 per violation. But the fun bus hasn't completely left the parking lot yet. And here's the one that catches executive directors completely off guard: insurance denials. Say a pipe freezes in the attic during a cold snap and causes $250,000 in water damage to 3 resident wings. The insurance adjuster arrives. After seeing the damage, they will likely ask for PM logs within 24 to 48 hours. Look for your heating systems, freeze protection valves, and building envelope audits. If your facility PM logs are blank, or if you skipped your seasonal boiler and pipe insulation checks, the carrier can argue gross negligence and deny the property claim entirely. Now your facility is on the hook for a $250,000 renovation out of pocket. Finally, there's the cost you can't fix with a check: an empty facility due to reputational loss. State survey results and F-tags are public record. Families search these databases before choosing a home for their loved ones. A history of life safety deficiencies or health citations will kill your community's reputation faster than any marketing campaign can build it up. The takeaway here? PMs are never an expense, they are insurance. But here's the tricky part. You can't just copy and paste a generic PM checklist from the internet and call it a day, because every single state plays by a different set of rules. Let's talk about state-specific customization. If your corporate office handed you a generic nationwide preventative maintenance checklist and told you to use it across every property, throw it in the trash. There are care level specifics to consider, to independent living versus assisted living versus memory care versus skilled nursing. Each require vastly different compliance levels. Additionally, consider climate and geography. Northern states need freeze protection, boiler teardown, snowmelt equipment. Southern states need chiller maintenance, high humidity, mold prevention, hurricane generator prep. Every single state enforces its own administrative codes, the safety mandates, and climate requirements. What passes a state inspection in Ohio might trigger a major citation in California or Florida. One size does not fit all. Let's look at 3 major state examples. First, California. Residential care facilities for the elderly, or RCFEs, are governed under Title 22 of the California Code of Regulations. Under 22 CCR, Section 87,303, Maintenance and Operation, California strictly mandates hot water delivery controls. Your PM schedule must verify that hot water at resident faucets automatically regulates between 105 degrees and 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Anything over 125 degrees Fahrenheit requires prominent warning signage. Furthermore, 22 CCR, Section 87203, Fire Safety, ties your physical plant directly to annual clearances from the Office of the State Fire Marshal, OSFM, requiring continuous documented proof of seismic, retrofitting, and local fire authority approvals. Now jump across the country to Florida, where the Agency for Healthcare Administration, AHCA, enforces Florida Administrative Code. Under FAC Rule 59A-36.025, Emergency Environmental Control for Assisted Living Facilities, Florida law dictates strict emergency generator PMs. Following extreme hurricane seasons, Florida mandates that your backup generator systems must keep resident areas at or below 81 degrees Fahrenheit for a minimum of 96 hours following a main power failure. Your PMs must log not only the generator engine, but also a 72-hour on-site fuel supply for large facilities, automatic transfer switch servicing, and carbon monoxide detector testing. Over in Texas, the Texas Health and Human Services Commission, HHSC, regulates assisted living under Title 26 of the Texas Administrative Code 26 TAC. Chapter 553 outlines physical plant construction and maintenance requirements. Texas inspectors focus heavily on Life Safety Code, NFPA 101 compliance. Adapted for extreme weather swings, requiring specific quarterly HVAC performance audits to handle 100-plus degree summer heat, alongside winterization protocols for freeze protection valves following recent grid failures. We are changing subjects now to geography and environmental PM adjustments.
Geographic and environmental factors must be taken into consideration for customizing your preventive maintenance tasks. This ensures resident comfort and equipment longevity.
Northern states. PMs must heavily prioritize pre-winter boiler teardowns, roof drain clearings before freeze-thaw cycles, and heat trace cable checks. Coastal states. PMs must include monthly coil washing on outdoor condensers to prevent salt air corrosion, plus hurricane shutter operational tests. When you write your master schedule, start with national standard codes like NFPA and OSHA. Be sure to include your state's specific administrative codes directly into the PM procedure description. Now, how do you actually schedule all of this without completely burning out your maintenance team? Let's talk about load balancing and staff training. You can have the most legally compliant, amazing state customized PM checklist in the world. However, if you drop 200 hours of maintenance work onto your techs during the final 3 days of the month, it is stressful. When techs get overwhelmed, 3 dangerous things can happen. Your critical tasks get skipped. PMs are not started at all. Or even worse, tasks get pencil whipped, meaning signing off on tasks they never actually perform just to close out tickets. To prevent burnout and maintain 100% compliance, you have to load balance your 52-week maintenance calendar. That means structuring your tasks into 6 frequency tiers. Daily, fast, high-touch checks like pool chemistry, kitchen refrigeration temps, trip hazards, and main entrance doors. Weekly, critical safety tests such as emergency generator no-load runs and eye-wash flushes. Monthly system inspections, elevator firefighter service, K531, nurse call button testing, and water heater temp logs. Of course, there are quarterly, semi-annual, annual PMs, long cycle PMs such as 2, 3, 4, 5, and 10-year PMs. The key to load balancing is staggering your monthly and quarterly PMs across 4 distinct weeks. Don't schedule every resident room PTAC filter check on the first of the month. Split your building into 4 zones, Zone A in week 1, Zone B in week 2, Zone C in week 3, and Zone D in week 4. This keeps your weekly labor hours completely flat, planned, and distributed. Next, you have to train your staff on what they are looking for, not just how to check a box. Checking a box says, I looked at the motor. Proper PM training teaches a tech to check belt tension, feel for bearing vibration, listen for shaft misalignment, and measure amp draw. If a technician doesn't know why a task matters, it becomes a chore instead of an inspection. Teach your team that when they check a Hoyer lift latch, they aren't completing a ticket. They are preventing a resident fall. Trying to save money by having an uncertified in-house tech perform complex fire alarm or elevator inspections isn't saving money. It's an automatic red flag during a state survey. So how do your techs know step-by-step how to perform these PMs? Where do you store all those vendor certificates, digital manuals, emergency procedures, PM masters, so you can pull them up in seconds during an audit? You build a maintenance intranet or file repository. Let's set that up. The file repository isn't just a necessity for regulatory inspections. This filing system will save thousands of man-hours over time. It will up your maintenance department's game exponentially. It is one of the highest ROI efforts you can make for your business. It's 8:15 a.m. on a Tuesday. A state surveyor walks into your shop. She points to a commercial water heater in your boiler room and says, "Show me the manufacturer's recommended flushing procedure and your last 3 years of service records." You have 5 minutes. If your answer to that question is digging through a dusty cardboard box filled with greasy manuals from 2012, you're already in trouble. Here's where the real magic happens: direct linking. When your CMMS or work order software generates a monthly PM ticket for a tech, that digital ticket should contain a clickable hyperlink straight to the exact PDF manual, or a 60-second video procedure stored on your intranet. No guessing, no hunting down paper sheet. A new tech opens the ticket on their phone or tablet, taps the link, reads the exact flush or PM procedure, and executes the PM flawlessly. See our free guide in the description below to help you accomplish this. Now, as great as digital systems are, here's the golden rule of senior living compliance. Technology fails at the worst possible time. You need a redundant paper copy of your records. What happens if a storm knocks out your power, the local Wi-Fi goes down, or your cloud provider suffers an outage right as a fire marshal or state surveyor steps onto your property? Saying, "Sorry, our internet is down, so I can't show you our generator logs," is an automatic citation. This is why you must maintain a redundant backup system, what we call the physical surveyor binders, local digital backups. Keep an offline local copy of your intranet files stored on a backed up drive that doesn't rely on active cloud internet. Physical surveyor binders. Print physical hard copies of your core compliance logs, emergency SOPs, vendor certifications, and life safety inspection sheets. Keep them in clearly labeled, color-coded binders right in the maintenance shop or front office. When a surveyor asks for documentation during an internet or power outage, you pull those physical binders off the shelf, hand them over, and demonstrate total control of your building. When you combine a load balance schedule, a state-customized PM procedures and Survey Shield PMs, a digital maintenance intranet, and physical backup binders, you become unshakable during surveys. All right, that wraps things up. If this video brought you value or saved you some time, drop a like and subscribe for more content just like this. Don't forget to check out the description for all the links mentioned today. Up on the screen, you'll see another video I think you'll love. Thanks for watching, and we will catch you in the next one.